Hello and welcome. How is everybody? Give me a thumbs up, a wave, something. Let me know you can see me and hear me. And then I'm coming in loud and clear. Let's see who all's in here. We have a Pam. And we have an RD. Hi. Says we got 5 people waiting. Seven. Awesome. I'm a little early. Hey, Kathy. Well, we got time. No worries. Y'all will have to excuse me. I'm very tired today. It was a long night last night. So did y'all look at that pattern? What'd you think of it? I think it's pretty. I like that cross. Now, it did storm last night, but that wasn't the reason why we was up. I was waiting for YouTube. I was trying to upload Mary's private class videos. Yeah, that happened about 3 o'clock this morning when the last one uploaded. And then it had to go through the checks. When I got up at 7 o'clock, it was still going through the checks. You're making one at the moment? What do you think of them, RD? Isn't it cute? It is a pretty cross. You know what would make it better? Is if you came off at the bottom with a straight chain and made a tassel on the bottom. That would make it the perfect bookmark. Or take it off at the top and you could use it for a dual bookmark one, so you can mark 2 places in your Bible or your book. Okay, I got all kinds of ideas. My brain just works that way. I have a very weird brain. I have what they call a creative brain. And it always is thinking of different things that you can do, multi-purpose items. I got one for you today. I'll show you. It's one of my new toys. This here is a jewelry box. But when I'm done with it, it's not going to be a jewelry box. See, it's a double-decker jewelry box. It's got the fun things you can adjust. And when I get through with it, it's going to be a tatting box. What do you think of that? So yeah, it'll hold your tatting supplies, your scissors, your threads, all kinds of stuff. But it's actually a jewelry box. And you can get these for like $6, $7 on Amazon. So that's what that's going to be. And I have a bigger one over here that's going to be done. I can't tell you yet till I get it done. But it's double decker too. It's for cat days. It's going in the auction. I got some goodies to put in it. Now that's going to be interesting, RD. When you get through, take a picture and share it in the group. I want to see it. I have a question. Have any of you all seen dimpled rings in a split ring format to make a split ring chain that's all dimpled rings, other than turning the rings on the side? Have y'all seen any patterns similar to that? I'm looking for some. Just don't ask. I just think it would be fun. So, and I need the pattern, and I'm going to have to get the pattern. That's fine. Email it to us. And Pam can get it posted up. If y'all happen to run across any with the dimpled ring that looks like a heart, let me know. I know I've seen it out there somewhere. Hi, Anna. I just can't find it. That's what I was doing while I was waiting on YouTube this morning. I always go to Pinterest to see the latest, greatest hits, you know. Oh, by the way, newsflash, guys. Be careful about getting stuff off of Pinterest. There's a virus. You don't want the virus. I thought she was too, Pam. Maybe she's not. Or maybe she thinks she can't post it there. I don't know. Could be 10 million and one things. Don't know. Just saying. So if I fall asleep teaching class, you know, just let me know I'm asleep. Yeah, I've got Lean's book, but that's not what I'm looking for. Because I think it's turned on its side, isn't it? Find it. It's in her Cross's book, isn't it? Isn't that where it's at? I'm telling you, y'all should invest in this book. Look, she's got a bunch of easy patterns. I think you got a flash there. What is it saying? Yeah, see, those are on the side. Those hearts are on the side. I want them like a split ring. Chain. Okay? That comes down in the dimpled ring. I probably could. Hi, creative. Lillian. It's Lean. I can't say her last name. Lean Bajorn, I guess. You can get it at Handy Hands. I believe she has them. I've had this for an age. These little booklets. Let me show y'all. I should have all of them. Thought I had all. Let's see, is there another one in here? I'm not seeing it right off. Okay, there's a set of 4 that look like this. I've got the other ones in here in the cabinet. I just ain't going to dig for them. One's butterflies. One is animals and different things. These are easy, quick tats for y'all. And they're not, the books aren't that expensive, but they're really well done patterns. So if you get your hands on them, go to Handy Hands. She's got them, and you know, you might be able to find them on Etsy somewhere. I know I have another one. Here's the animals. See? It's got butterflies, bookmarks, animals, snowflakes, all of them, handkerchiefs. The same series, 24 snowflakes and tatting, tatting handkerchiefs, tatted butterflies, tatted bookmarks, and tatted animals. I don't think they've added to it, have they? Wait a minute. We've got tatted doilies, they've added to it, and tatted Easter eggs. That's since Lynn's books. But get them. They're real easy. Hi, Esther. Well, thank you. Handy Hands doesn't sell them anymore. Look on Etsy for them. You might find them there. I know they're not out of print. That I know. Hi, Mary. Mary, I want you to know those videos did not get through till 7 o'clock this morning. I think they're diagrammed. You see my book collection in here. And you ask me if it's diagrammed. Okay, that's not all my books, by the way. They're diagrammed. So, I can't show you the book inside. They'd come and cart me off to jail and y'all wouldn't have a teacher. Yeah, I know. It was so slow last night, Mary. I couldn't believe it. The last one got uploaded at 3 a.m., finished uploading at 3 a.m. this morning. And it took from 3 to 7 to go through all the checks. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. I see why everybody does live. I did it so y'all could learn. Y'all could learn better, you know. Just saying. That, you know, I like the diagrams because I can copy off on my printer. I can copy off the diagram, cut it down to size, and fit it in my little pouch that I carry when we travel. Oh, Mary, it's no problem. It's no problem. If it helps you, it's a good thing. Okay, let's see. Who else is in here? Oh, it's 3 o'clock, folks. 3 o'clock. Now, if you all haven't done already, give us a like underneath the video. There is a little thumb. Got his thumbs up. Hit that thumb up and give us a like. It helps our algorithm. Gets us much better commercials that y'all get to watch before class. Okay? So, that's up to you. If you want to do it, you can. Hi, Corinne. I don't mind either way, Mary. That's fine. That's fine. Because it's just us. Nobody else sees what we're doing. Esther, by the way, are you still reviewing yours? I've left it up there for you if you need it. Well, I'm not going to hold up any longer. I think we're going to get started. Today's pattern, let me get it out off my shelf over here. Of course, it's behind me. Where are you at? There you go. Gotcha. Nope, wrong one. That's last week. Mia, you've got to move, honey. You're stepping all over my stuff. There it is. And it slid. Get back over here. What do you want? What you want, darling? It's a mama's baby. What have you done to your face? Oh, my word. Come here. You want to say hi to everybody? Well, come on. She wants to say hi. Say hello. There you go. It's up to you, Mary, if you want to. She wanted some of Mommy's attention. She's just missing things, I tell you. Do you love me? Oh, why are you shaking? Are you cold? Give me a kiss. Mommy kiss. Oh, you're mad at me, aren't you? Are you mad at Mommy? Oh, sorry. Will you forgive me? Will you forgive me? No, okay. Dad, she's shaking. Hi, Karen. I don't know. She's just nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I'm just saying. She's got horns growing off the front of her face. She's done something to her hair, and now it's pointy. Did you stick your head in the water bowl again? I don't know. What do you want? What do you want back up here? Well, come on. You can sit in my lap. You can sit in my lap for a while. That's okay. That's okay. What do you want? Okay. She just wants a little attention. We had some rain, and because it hit the roof and she could hear it, she just went, she gets scared. Oh boy. Hey, Jax. Hey, Karen. Who else got in here? Who else? Vanessa, you slipped in on me. My back was turned, and that's what happens. She's my pride and joy. She weighs 9.5 pounds, soaking wet. She's a tiny thing. And we have to watch her because she's vicious. She stands behind Mom and barks at people. I mean, she's very vicious. That's what she'd like to think. All right, let's get on with it. She's going to sit in my lap for a little bit. We're working on this cross today. Is that not a cutie patootie? Now, there is a couple of places in here that you're going to learn things that you don't know right offhand what it is. Okay? One is a false picot. Now, that is a term that it used to be what the older books called. We call it a mock picot now. It's the same term, just two different words. Means the same, made the same, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I know. Veronica is in Russia. And with them battling with Ukraine, there is no communication between the United States and Russia at all. I haven't taken her link down because once the war is over, pray to God she survives and her son survives. Once the war is over, she will have her link back up. Yes, Pam, Anna, can you all give her the link? Give Lillian the link to the cross, please. It was in the email I sent out for class. You should be on that email list. Pam, is she on? Yeah, she has to be on that email list. I highlight the section so y'all can find stuff. Esser is called split ring. And I'm going to show you guys how to do one of those today. You didn't see an email? Pam, when did you send them emails out? Was it yesterday or this morning? She usually gets to them the day before, but if, something happens and she can't, as long as she gets them out before class, that's fine. Because I know you want to tat with me, but you can't learn if you're tatting with me. Does that make sense? If I'm tatting and you're tatting, you can't see really what I'm doing. Thank you, Esther. Thank you. Esther said she got hers yesterday. So you might check yesterday's email. Sometimes, Lillian, it will throw it in your spam folder. What you need to do is add us to your contact list. We will not spam mail you, but because we have a business name and a business email, sometimes email programs will throw them in the trash or the spam box, whichever your email program calls it. So if you check there, it's probably there. But if you add us to your contact list and put Marcus for all, it will send it straight to your main mailbox. Okay? So that will help on your end. Thank you, Anna. All right, baby doll, you got to go. Mama's got to get up to the chair. It's kind of hard to tat with you in my lap. But I promise when I'm done, I'll hold you tonight. Okay? You can sit in my lap. Now, get under in your bed. Come on. Here's your bed, baby. Come get in your bed. Right there. Mama's got it fixed for you. It's all fluffy. I put a clean blanket in there today. All right, so what we're going to do is go downstairs. You made me a VIP so you could see it? Cool. That works. All right, so we're going to go downstairs and we're going to look at all this menagerie of stuff I got on my desk, because there's a lot of questions I've had come up that I want to answer today. Now, before I go downstairs, I do want to tell you we've got one more beginner class before I take my break until October. That doesn't mean you can't contact us. If you need something or you're looking for something, write us an email. We will get you what you need. We're not shut down for business, but Pam's got stuff she's got to do in the email group and stuff like that she's got to handle. Anna's got stuff that she's handling on the website for me. Jeremy's handling the YouTube channel, getting lists together for me. So everybody's got something to do while we're off for the 2 months. So that means we're still available Monday through Friday. Okay? So if you need something, holler at us. We will get it to you. All right? That said, Mary, we're still on for Wednesdays. Oh, sure. You can ask for anything you need on the Facebook group. We will answer you on the Facebook group. If I don't answer you, Pam, Anna, or Jeremy will. Somebody in there will. Even the designers may step in and answer you. I can't speak for Katia. I haven't heard. I don't know. You're welcome. You're welcome, Lillian. So, let's go downstairs. Let's get started. Let me switch my camera. Let's go downtown. We're at downtown. Now, I'm not going to go over the pattern per se, but I'm going to show you your delicate parts right here and right here in the red and blue. These are your delicate parts. Okay? Now, the blue on here, let's see where we're at. That is 5, ring 5 and 6. All right, 5 is a split ring, and 6 is a chain. Okay, so that's this chain. Right before 5, you have a split ring, which is 4, and you're coming in with a false picot, and you're coming into another split ring. Okay, and the reason for these chains in blue around is center marks. Okay, everything has to be symmetrical for this cross to lay right. So make sure everything is shaped accordingly. Now, there are several ways you can do it. You can use a blocking board. You can use, I don't know if I've got my stuff available here. Let me see. I might have, don't know. I'm looking. I'm not seeing it right offhand. I have a catastrophe though, I see that. But I know you've seen the boards that's got the squares on it. You can line it up on that. They have the round grids. You can line them up on that. But you've got to make sure that it's symmetrical both ways. Otherwise, okay? Now, the split rings, Dennis, here we go. Yeah, they've lost sound and all connection with me. Had the stage. I'm back. All right. Can they? Yeah. They see me? You see me? All right. I can see you cross. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I did a minute ago. Talk. You got wave. All right. Yeah, you wave. Okay. All right. Hang up, Pam. I love you. Bye. Love you too. Bye. Sorry about that, folks. See, that's the nice thing about StreamYard. If we lose our connection, I can get back in. If I go through YouTube, I can't. I've had that happen on YouTube where YouTube crashed and I could not get back in on the same link. With StreamYard, I can. It reboots and I'm good. So, we're back. Like I said, if it takes a little bit, it takes a little bit. Now, I'm going to show you how to make a split ring. Now, we've got tons of videos up on the site and also on George's site. Pam, have you all got the link to the beginner shuttle class on George's site? Let me see. Here, I got it. I got it. Here we go. We're going to copy that. And I'm going to post this. For years ago. Okay? So, go there. There's a lot of videos on there that will help you. But I am going to show you the basics of shuttle tatted split rings. And you're going to really like them for a lot of things because you can do a lot of things with them. Now, as you see, everybody wants to know about this 2-color routine. Well, I've got 2 colors here. And first and foremost, before we get in that split ring situation, I want you to know, when someone says the pattern takes continuous thread method, now it can mean continuous thread using a shuttle connected to the ball, okay, or 2 shuttles that you tie 2 ends together. That's continuous thread. That means there's a continual thread. The difference between shuttle and ball and this shuttle and ball is you've got to tie the knot. So that's where the inconspicuous knot comes in. Okay? It's frozen again. It's working fine here. It's working fine on my side. Are y'all there? Y'all just refresh your screens. Okay. YouTube's having issues. I won't tell you a fib on that. It looks like YouTube because it took a while for YouTube to come back. Okay. So, when you're using this method for a continuous thread method, okay, because not always are you going to have a solid ball of thread and a shuttle to work a project, okay? You may have to do 2 threads. And if you do, I showed you the inconspicuous knots. Now, there's this one that you have the fold over, depending on which one's your core and which one's your, chain thread and ring thread are 2 different things. Okay, one's core, one's working thread. There's so many different names, and we're going to get all that today. All right, now, if we do our knot like this, that is an inconspicuous knot. Just remember, you've got to go over a lot more stitches over this tail to keep from losing it back the other way. Because if it pulls out, your piece falls apart. Okay, so you want to get enough stitches in there and tight enough so that it locks in. Now, the other way you can do it is same principle, different knot. You can lay it, like I showed you last week, over, under, and around. Where is the tail on that thing? And then the other side, you do the same thing. And you bring the 2 together like this. All right? And then they play back and forth. It makes it a little more secure. Okay? But the other thing you can do, and the knot will show on this, okay, is tie yourself a slip knot, put your thread through it, pull the slip knot tight, and then pop it. Once you pop it, it's locked in there. That thread's locked in there. It's not going nowhere. But you are going to get a little tiny knot down there at the base of whatever piece you're working on, whichever element you're working on, and it will be noticeable. Okay? Not as noticeable as tying a knot in your thread and moving on. Okay? So, with that said, we are going to do a split ring. Now, for today, because I'm showing you split rings, I am going to just tie a regular knot in this thread, because you need to see how this split ring works. Okay? Now, you see I am attached to my ball. That's okay, Jeremy. Understandable. I'm attached to my ball. Now, what I'm going to do is pull me off just a little bit of thread. Okay? And I am going to snip it off, because this is one half of the ring and that's the other half. And I am going to grab me a shuttle. There's one. Get my little helper loops out, and I'm going to thread me a shuttle for the second half of that split ring. When you're doing split rings, it is wise to have 2 shuttles. You can do a split ring without 2 shuttles. You'll learn how, okay, in the advanced class, because it is an advanced technique. That is the class I teach on Tuesday. It's not for the faint of heart, okay, the technique. You really have to know where you're going, what you're doing, and when you're getting there, because it will confuse you. There's a lot of joins that you will learn in the advanced class that will confuse you at this point of your tatting journey, okay? So don't think I'm just putting you off. I'm not. It's just you got to walk before you can run. Before you can walk, you got to crawl. So it's a process, and we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. All right? So that's what we're doing, is the process. All right. Now, I have this ring, and we're going to do a split ring. So we do our loom. Pay very close attention. We do our loom for the ring. That means we put the knot or the thread right here in the pinch, okay? And then what you're going to do is take that thread around your hand like this and back up to the knot, and that's where this thread comes from. It's a solid thread, okay? And this split ring's going to have 6 double stitches, so we put in 6 double stitches. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we've got our 6 double stitches. Now, throw that shuttle over your hand. Forget it. It's not there no more. Now we're going to pick up this shuttle. When we pick up this shuttle, get it down here, you're going to turn your hand over. Now, for most people that are aged, that have arthritis, this can get painful if you're doing very many split rings. Okay? There's a trick. Open that ring up, stick your thumb in there, and you can go to town. But you want that split ring that's sitting right there. Everything has to go down. Remember that. Twisted my threads. That split ring, if you put your thumb in, it's got to come around to the side of your thumb. This is much easier because it's more of a relaxed state for your hand. So if you've got arthritis, hi dear B, or you've got hand issues, this is called the high 5 method. Okay? Because your hand's basically in a high 5, but you relax it. You don't have to keep the tension on this thread. It's on there. It's not going nowhere. Okay? Now, to show you how to do the second half of the split ring, this is the best way to demonstrate it because you can see everything I'm doing. Okay, so split ring part 2 is done on this back side of the ring, and it's done using reverse order of double stitches, and that is commonly pronounced rods in all patterns. And it's just I don't know what it's called, synonym or something like that. They've got a term for it, but it's an abbreviated, name for reverse order of double stitches. Okay, and what that means is you're doing the second half of the stitch first and the first half of the stitch second. Okay, so let me show you that, and you'll find out why it does that. Okay, the second half is over, under, through our loop. You don't flip. I'm not flipping. You just slide it over. Okay, then you do the under, over, through the loop, and slide it over. Y'all see that? See how that happened? Let's do it again. Over, under, through the loop, slide it over, pull it in tight. Okay, under, over, through the loop, pull it in tight. We are not flipping or not. So we've got 2 double stitches. Over, under, through the loop, slide it over. Under, over, through the loop, slide it over. And just keep doing that until we have 5 double stitches. And if your tail gets in the way, you flip it out of the way. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. That's our 5 double stitches. Well, now, we've got one side that's yellow and one side that's purple. Okay? Now, when you do this, okay, you lay this purple shuttle down and you pick up your yellow shuttle. And you grab in the pinch again. Everything has to go down. Grab it in the pinch. Pull your ring around. Grab all that in the pinch and start closing your ring. Now, this split ring method doesn't put the twist in your thread like other methods do. Okay? So if you don't want to fight with the twist, be sure to use the high 5. And as you can see, 1/2 of the ring is the yellow, 1/2 is the purple. Now you want to pull it really tight to shape your ring. Okay? Y'all see that? See it, see it, see it? Now, you want to do this color weaving in and out of a split ring chain. You can just by using the shoelace trick I taught y'all. And the shoelace trick, again, is you're tying the first part of your shoes. All right? That is going to drive me insane there. Stay put. Let's lay that there and make it stay. All right. So we're tying the first part of our shoelaces. So we take our shoelaces and we put one shoelace over the other, right? And we bring the shoelace, either side, you can go down through there. Okay? And you can tie your shoes. And that automatically changes the place of your threads. Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much, Mary. No, it's 5 and 5. I may have done it backwards. Okay, that's all right. My count could be off. Well, considering what all we went through. Just have a class today. All right, so that's what you do with your split rings. You can flip them around and do all kinds of things. But if the pattern says you're supposed to put in a false picot or a mock picot, this is what you're going to do. We've got our split ring done. Now, because this is the main core thread, we want our purple to go back over our finger. Just loop it on this finger down here, best way you can. And what you want to do is put in a lock stitch. But you got to measure your picot, because there's going to be a picot between the end of this ring and the beginning of the next. The reason you want to do a shoelace trick in this instance, if you're making a chain of split rings, so that you can make the variated color going back and forth. It's a dimensional play. Yes, it will change the core thread on the split ring. Okay? Because right now, the core thread for the split ring is the yellow. All right? Now, if we was to leave the yellow over here and do it this way, you wouldn't get the variated colors. Okay? I just flipped the ring. I didn't put the shoelace trick in, because unless there's picots, there's no front side or back side on that split ring. The stitches are the same on both sides. So if you're just doing split rings, a chain of split rings. In fact, I've got a chain over here I can show you. I use it in a bookmark here. There you go. You see, if you're going to do a chain of split rings like this, say I use two colors, and you'd want this color to go like this, like a snake weaving down, okay, from side to side. That is when you would use the shoelace trick, or just turn it over. Okay? Everybody got that? The shoelace trick is to add depth and dimension in your split rings. Okay, that's all it's used for. Now, for this lesson, she calls for a mock picot. Now, that means, and it doesn't matter which one I use for the chain, okay, or for the mock picot, as long as it's completed correctly. Now, the mock picot, you can do it one of two ways. You want to know about how much you want your picot to be, okay, because you need it standard throughout. But she calls for a larger picot than you would normally use for a joining picot. So the first half can be your lock stitch, and a lock stitch comes down like this. It's not flipped. The second half is flipped. And what that does, it keeps that picot from closing up. You cannot get that picot to close no matter what you do. You've locked it into place. That is a lock stitch. Now these three things go together. The split ring, the mock picot, and a split chain. And how those go together is you're working a pattern that's in the round. What I mean by in the round, it's going this way. All right? And you want to step out to the next round of a pattern. But you don't want to cut and hide your ends. Well, guess what you're going to do? You're going to use a split ring, a mock picot, and a split chain. Okay? Now next week we're going to get into split chains. We're going to do some playing with split chains. Today I want to get you used to the split ring and the lock stitch for the mock picot. Okay? Now, you can do that lock stitch either or. You can do the lock stitch as the second half or the first half. doesn't matter. Either way you go at it, it's going to lock that stitch into place. Okay? Now, Dare Bee says she's good at lock stitches, even when she's not supposed to be. I got news for you, Dare Bee. We all have that problem. You'd be surprised how many times I've locked stitches up. Okay? And I have had to sit there and pick at them. When you are using tiny threads like these, this is a size 20. I know it doesn't look like it on camera, but it is a size 20. When you use small threads like this, if you don't think you can tear up a thread any worse than what you've done in the past, trust me, take out a lock stitch. You won't have any thread left. You'll have fragments of thread, but no thread. So when you lock that stitch down, make doubly sure that's the length you want that picot. Because if it's not, you're stuck with it. You can either move on or cut that whole section out. And that's the last thing you want to do is repair work. Because then you're stuck hiding 4 ends into one chain and one ring. Do you know how big that ring is going to get? See, it could double in size by hiding your threads. Okay, because you're going to have 2 ends going up in this side of the ring, and then you're going to have 2 ends going through a chain, and it's going to have to break down in increments, and it's going to be noticeable. So if you don't want anybody to see it, double check yourself. There's no harm in double checking anything before you finish it. Before you close your ring, make sure you've double checked yourself. Or guess what? You get 5 on one side and 6 on the other. See? It's possible. Don't always doubt yourself in tatting, because we do work with such small stuff. Doubt yourself when doing it. Double check. Okay? That's a hard lesson to learn, especially if you're doing something humongous. Okay? And you make a mistake. Oh man, it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I've seen people work on huge doilies. They finish it and they say, oh, crud, look what I did. And they did something. No, it's not. It is not too advanced for beginner's class. Beginner's class is rings, chains, split rings, and chains, and mock picots. And you learn split chains at the end. It's not too advanced for beginners. If you can do a ring and a chain, you can do this. Now, I'm going to show you something. If you're afraid to tackle a split ring, can I show you something? On this pattern, you see 1, 2, 3, 4? You can tat them 4 little rings. Cut your ends, tie them off, sew them in. Then you can come in and start. Make sure you got long picots here, so you can join these rings to it as you come. Okay? So, you would start with ring 5. Tat up ring 5 as it says. It's 5, 5. 5 stitches on each side. You've got a picot to join to off of ring 4. Join it and continue on. Do your second ring, ring 6. Do your chain. Then do ring 7. Ring 8, do your chain. Do you see what I'm saying? It is not something further than beginner class. Trust me. Because this pattern showed up in beginner class when Georgia had beginner classes. So you just have to look at the pattern. Patterns can be so intimidating. Trust me. I looked at patterns and I said, oh my God, there's no way on earth I can do that. I did it. Sheer willpower will get you through the hardest bumps. And the way to tell where you're going, okay, is this. All right, she says all rings are 5 picot 5. Okay, here's one. I got to have a big enough picot to join 2 rings to. Here's another one. It's 5 picot 5. Close the ring. 5 picot 5. Close the ring. 5 picot 5. Close the ring. 5 picot 5. Close the ring, cut and tie. How hard is that? It's not. This is just an easier way for you to step out to the next round. And that's exactly what is taught in beginner courses. Because your next step after beginner's class is the advanced class. No, all the rings are not split rings. The instruction says only the 2 rings in red are split rings. That's to step out from round 1 into round 2. You have to read the entire instructions 3 times before picking up your shuttles to make sure that it sinks in, that you got it. Because you don't get it on the first time. You are just totally amazed by how pretty this is. And you keep reflecting over to the picture. And you miss a lot. So you read it the first time to glimmer what you've got to do in it. Okay? Second time you get into the details. And the nice thing about this pattern is she color-coded it. The last ring of the first round, yeah, the last ring of the first round is a split ring. She's got it in red. 4 is a split ring. And she's got you coming into a mock picot I just showed you with that lock stitch into another split ring. You see what I'm saying? Once this split ring is done, then you make a regular ring and go chain, ring, ring, chain. You see your counts? The numbers inside the ring tell you which one is coming in next. That's why I chose her patterns. Her patterns are really easy, and she takes the guesswork out of them. All right? But new students and new beginners in the tatting world, they get so confused. They really do. And that's why I hold these classes separate and private so that you don't get the outside things. Could I please do the mock picot again? Sure, I could make another one behind this one. Not a problem. In fact, what I am going to do, Jax, let me move this stuff out of the way. Instead of using this small thread, why don't we use this larger thread here? And I will make a ring with a mock picot so you can really see it. All right? Now we're using 2 colors so that we know our stitches flipped. All right? Now, like I said, I'm just going to use a knot right there. Now, you're not going to get this right off the bat, folks. Took me a while. It's okay. That's okay. All right? Now, our ring on the right side of this split ring is going to be made out of the blue. The fishing, oh, that's to open a ring, sweetie. That there's a video on, trust me. I just showed that a couple of weeks ago, but that's to open a ring that you closed and made a mistake in. So I'll show it again, but not today. All right, now this blue thread is going to be our main core thread. Okay, so we need to put 5 double stitches in. Now I'm going to put 5 in real quick. I can get this shuttle to work with me today. I don't like this big shuttle. But I do it for you guys. I suffer. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, sweetie. Not a problem. We got 5 double stitches on that side. Now we got to open up that ring, okay? And we have dropped, yep, the boat's come out to play. We're going to drop the blue shuttle over our hand and get it out. And now we're going to pick up the white shuttle. But we got to bring it up some. We don't need all this thread to do what we need to do. Okay? So, now, if your ring is too loose on your hand, grab your blue thread, or whatever color this is, and pull it back some. Close that ring up. Tighten it up. Now, we're going to move this around and lay it on that thumb like that. Can y'all see that? Let me get it in closer for you. Now, let me get it where you can see it. You see my stitches are facing down and the knot is facing down. Okay? Once all that's facing down towards the knuckle, you got everything in the right position. Now, you want to take your shuttle. These stitches back here, we don't flip. We're going to do the second half of the stitch, which is over, under, through the loop, and slide it over. Now, when you do that, that's going to flip up. Just straighten it out and put in your second half. You tell the thread what to do. The big shuttle doesn't help. We just need the thick thread. The thing is, I don't have a shuttle that can use this thread without tearing it up. And my shuttles that would do this, if they get tore up, I'd cry. I paid a chunk for those. Those are my wooden ones. So we want to put 5 double stitches. Now remember, we are just sliding these stitches over. Okay, but you see the caps on those stitches are facing downward like the rest of the stitches. Okay, so that's 3, 4, and 5. Now once we get the 5th one in, lay that shuttle down, adjust everything, make sure it's nice and neat, then pick up our blue shuttle. Put it in the pinch along with the ring and close. Okay, and you want to pull it. And the way you're going to pull these is straight out until they get almost closed and then start going this way with it. Then you have your ring. All right? Now, you want the mock picot. Say you're not going to do the different S shape. Okay, just wrap your hand one time around to do your mock picot. The first half of that stitch is, you can do the lock stitch on the first half, okay, or you can do it on the second half. It's up to you. So that was the first half. Now we're going to just put in regular stitch. Okay, so we would flip, measure our picot. Now this is if we use the lock stitch on the second half. The second half of that lock stitch is the same as what we did with the split ring. Now it is locked. You see? That will not move. No matter what I do, it will not unlock. And I have a picot right here. See? There's my picot. Do y'all see that? Yeah, this is the problem with split rings. Okay? Y'all have learned to flip your stitches. Now I'm telling you not. Your first few split rings aren't going to work out. I'm just here to warn you. They're not going to work out. It's not you. When you train your brain and your muscle memory to do one thing, and then you tell it, don't do it, it has a hard time distinguishing that. All right, where a mock picot is used in this pattern, if it is. Well, she says so. If you read the pattern, it says split ring 4, right here. 5 split false picot. False picot and mock picot are the same thing. Okay, now let's see, where else does she say false picot? 4 and 5 are split rings with a false picot. So this is why I say read your instructions 3 times. It's to step out of a round. That's mostly what a mock picot is used for. Oh, you're welcome, Jax. You're welcome. So do y'all understand what the mock picot is and why she chose to use it in here? Now this one's going to come off and you're going to make this ring. Okay? Then you're going to go around and you're going to do all these rings, and chains. Okay? Then when you get to 22, you got to join it to that same mock picot. That's why you need the mock picot. Because you're going to have number 5 ring joining here. Get over here in the screen. It's going to join on the white side. And 22 is going to join on the blue side. And you're not going to see the mock picot where you put the lock join in. You're not going to see that. Okay? And that is the only place a split ring and a mock picot is used. Funny that, isn't it? Now, these chains are the ones you really have to square up to make sure your peak, get this over, so your peak and your arms and your lower half of the cross is symmetrical. The false picot goes on the end of 4. And once you finish that mock picot, Esther, then we go back and we wrap our hand again for another split ring. Okay? So then we go and put in our 5 double stitches. I'm going to show you this, okay? So y'all can see it in action. All right? That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's our first half of that ring. We want to open it up. Okay, and we want to do the second half of that ring. So we'll put in the second half. 2, run over there. 3, 4, and 5. If you can hold on to your shuttle and it doesn't fly, you got it made. Okay, now move it over and lay all your caps down. Okay, put your hand on that where the 2 meet in the pinch. Give yourself some room. Bring your ring up and close it. Slowly so it doesn't twist. Okay, and go. And then you have your ring number 4, your mock picot. Your ring number 5 is coming off of that mock picot. That's why you need this mock picot a lot smaller than I'm demonstrating, okay? And then you go in, you're going to do another ring right beside it, ring 6. So you would take and just wrap your hand for another ring, and you put in 5 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now she's got another big picot there because you've got 3 rings going to join. So give yourself room. Later we'll get into how you measure, okay, this picot. All right, we're going to get into measurements. And put in the other 5. It's 3, 4, and 5. All right, once you get that in, close that ring. Again, close your ring. Make sure everything's snug as a bug in a rug. Like that. And then you're going to start your chain. So you're going to reverse your work. Now I'm only going to put in about 3 stitches on this chain. And this is where your thread changes colors. Okay? Anytime you move to the other shuttle, you're changing colors. So put in your stitches. When you do that first stitch at the base of these 2 rings, make sure it's really close, okay? And tight. And then put in the 3, whatever her count is on that. Damn it, Jethro. Well, it helps if I did the right half, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Get over there. Yeah, I talked about tatting as I'm tatting. That's 2, and there's 3. All right, now you can see how this plays. Now, as you're going, this chain's going to arc, okay? And then when you tighten that chain, it's going to really arc. And then you automatically do the next ring, and you're going to join it into this picot. I mean, it's easy peasy. This is the difficult parts. This right here is the difficult part. And that's why I chose to demonstrate that for class today, to get you through that. Because just like the snowflake, let me switch camera angles here. Just like with the snowflake, remember when I showed you the picture of the snowflake, the frilly, lacy snowflake? Y'all thought, oh my God, my mind is blown. How am I going to do this snowflake? You thought it was impossible, and it turned out to be rings and chains? Nothing more. And a good designer makes her patterns look like they're difficult when they're really not. Okay? And it's to impress people with. Okay? Because if you give it away to someone as a gift, you want it to be impressive. And a good designer gives you the pattern to make it look impressive, but it's not hard at all. Okay? Just remember, you can do this. Yes. You're right, Jax. You're right. They're not new elements. They've been around for quite some time. But they're not used often. And they're very good elements to use to save sewing in ends. Okay? Now, yeah, Jackie, remember them. Put them on a Post-it note and sit it in front of you, and remember that. Yeah, it's new in our beginner class. And it's because you have to understand the double stitch and how it's utilized and what it's for and what it looks like and all that, so that you can move into the different elements, okay, the different techniques, and understand why they are done the way that they are done. Okay? So, with this pattern, read it 3 times, folks. If you don't understand it after the 3rd time, ringy-dingy, hey teacher, let me help you. That's what I'm here for. Let me help you. I don't mind helping. Oh, you're welcome, Jax. Yeah, exactly, Pam. You don't know how many times I did that. I'm going to tell the truth. I am going to tell what kind of a bad person I am. I had plastic cheap shuttles. I don't know what brand these things are, but I found them at was it AC Moore? I think it was AC Moore. They had a bunch of these on the shelf, and I bought me a bunch, and I tried tatting. I did. Now, mind you, I had braces everywhere, and I had braces on my hands even that they were wrist braces, and they supported my wrist. In the car wreck, I did a lot of damage to my body, okay? So I had these braces on. Well, the first time Georgia ever saw me in Teresa Woods, they asked me how I was going to do this with Velcro, all that Velcro. I just don't understand. I said, I'll do it. I got so mad because the techniques, to me at that time, like they are with you, were so difficult. I felt like they were just that difficult. I threw my shuttles and I stuck the tip of it into a sheetrock wall. Was I mad? I couldn't get it to go through because I was looking at it to be difficult instead of backing away and saying, wait a minute. If I can sew and I can crochet and I can do beadwork, I can do this. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. But you have to tell yourself, I can do this. Now, I learned from Georgia in a classroom where you typed everything. And I'm like you guys, a visual learner. And what started this whole video mess was I was making videos and sharing them with Georgia to make sure I was doing them right. Okay? Just remember that. Cynthia would review them and let me know I was doing it right. Sue would review and she'd tell me if I was doing it right. Because I couldn't comprehend the written word. I needed to see it. So what I did is whatever they said, because I understood the double stitch. I understood that. And I sit there and say, okay, I got to have 2 double stitches. Okay, I can do this. It took me forever. I mean, seriously, it took me forever. Yeah. And I got to ask about them flying shuttles too, Pam. Yep. And that's what I say. Sometimes we have to get mad to make things work. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But then you realize, like I did many moons later, dang, I looked at it just incredibly hard. And it really wasn't. That's why I say, read it 3 times. Because for you people that are visual learners, and Esther, you are a visual learner. Because you got it right away when I showed you when you and I were working one-on-one. Mary got it. Okay? And the thing is, there's more happiness to be had. Okay? So if you've got a problem, ringy-dingy the teacher, I don't mind. Don't mind it at all. You got it. You got it, Anna. You got it. I never threw my needles, though. And that forced me to learn needle tatting, to be honest. It did. And I learned it. And it's not that I don't like needle tatting. I mean, seriously, there are techniques that needle tatting just really ups the game on. All right? But I don't like how loose it is. And that's what bothered me. Because I come from the generation that my great aunt made all my clothes. And I loved lace since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Okay? And my great aunt put lace on my clothes that was handmade. I felt like a princess when I put on a dress. So, yeah, my love of lace goes way back, a couple of centuries ago. So, and that's what I say. You got a problem, that's what I'm here for. How are you going to learn if you don't ask me? Now, next week, there's not going to be a pattern. We are going to work on the stuff you want to work on. I want all of you to send in to the class techniques, terms, whatever that you want described, explained, or shown in next week's class. Well, Lillian, I'm going to show you how to use your needles to benefit your shuttle tatting. Okay? Needle tatting has a place. And trust me, some of those shuttle tatters that are hardcore shuttle tatters, they're closet needle tatters. I'm just saying. Catherine wheel on needle. I can show you that. Pam's got a unique way of doing it. Pam, if you can find that video, can you send it to Mary? Because the way you do it is so much easier than the way I do it. But Mary, Catherine wheel is considered an advanced technique, but I will show you how to do it. You just write us an email. I get the emails. I see them when they come across on their way to Pam. They come across my phone on the way to Pam. And if it's something that Pam can handle, I let Pam go ahead and handle it. If it's something that I need to handle, response immediate. Well, send it in, and I'll do it next week and let everybody see it. How about that? Pam, spell the online tatting class correctly, please. Spell check, Pam. You should have it up on the site. It's somewhere under the needle videos. But yeah, I'll show y'all. Not a problem. I will show you all. Now, next week is our last class, but remember, I'm still hanging around. If I'm at the doctor's office, I'm not going to respond right away. If they've got me strapped to a table and trying to poke me full of needles, I'm not going to answer right away. And especially if they're trying to get me to glow in the dark. I'm just saying. But next week will be our last classes until October. All of you, hang loose. If you need me, I'm around. All right? If you need to have a one-on-one with me during that time, I will schedule it up with you. All right? Because right now, the top priority is get my blood pressure back in check. Oh, Jackie, you're so kind and sweet. Jackie's been with me since I took over the classes, wasn't it, Jackie? Well, those George's videos are me. That's how I ended up making the videos for Georgia. I was showing her my videos. Did I know how to do this the right way? Yeah, a couple of moons ago. And I've enjoyed every minute with you, Jackie. All right, guys, give this a thumbs up if you've learned anything. And also, if you can donate, please do. And donate either time or money. Doesn't matter. Watch the commercials as they come up, and you don't have to donate money. YouTube will pay it. So, with that said, y'all have a great day and enjoy your weekend. Okay? I hear it's supposed to be cooler until Sunday, and then we're just going to roast again. Okay? So, just be prepared. Have plenty of water. But enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Okay? Till then, may all your threads make beautiful lace. And happy tatting, everyone. I'll see you guys next week. All right. Love you guys. Bye.